Welcome, everybody, to No Agendas. I'm your guy, Rashad Phillips, and my co-host, Kendrick Champion Perk. What's good, baby? How you feeling today?
Man, I ain't on too much, man. I'm working on these uppercuts a little bit. Been working on this left hook in case I have to jab somebody. You know what I'm saying? Have to put these paws on somebody. Keep disrespecting everybody out here in the world today. Man, I got a lot on my mind today, yo. I got a lot of stuff to talk about today. Straight up.
I see that, man. It's crazy. It's really hasn't been a good week for us as people. It just hasn't, and we've seen some things happen outside of sports, that some unfortunate events that has transpired, and guys have taken to Twitter and kind of talked about it. So I totally feel the frustration amongst everyone and what's going on right now, and it's crazy because when things happen, traumatic experiences throughout the country, obviously, with the platforms that we all have, people go to their platforms and kind of speak their minds and what they feel on certain situations. And we was just talking about this the other day. Obviously the death of Amar'e Stoudemire. Today would have been his 26th birthday. So, rest in peace to Amar'e. Just at a loss for words. I don't really like addressing things like this, but sometimes it calls for those situations, calls for guys like us to speak on it, right?
Yeah, and we got to speak on it because as Yoda, as African Americans, man, and us as fathers, okay. See, I always want to put myself in that father category because I got kids, and matter of fact, just thinking about it, every morning my 12-year-old and 8-year-old go around my community and actually run a mile every single morning. It's something that I made them, I started them doing, and they've been keeping it up. So that type of situation hits home for me when we talk about the kid Amar'e, actually just going out for a jog in his neighborhood. Like, think about that. He's jogging in his neighborhood. Like, no, it's something that we have to talk about, man. You got to address this. Like, us, like, we don't just have voices for us just when it comes down to basketball and sports. Like, we got, when it's time to address situations, we got to address and use our voices in other areas, man. And at the end of the day, man, it's sad what's going on around here. Is also, like I was telling, our producer Rich before it started, that, it's also sad that, this happened months ago.
That's the scary thing about
it. And the DA and the police, whatever the police district or whatever the case may be, was trying to keep it under the radar and not let the tapes get leaked out or whatever the case may be. Yeah. And all of a sudden, some months later, bam, we get hit with this because they didn't want the world to go crazy. Like, out of all the situations, everybody done heard about it across America. Yeah. Why hasn't our president talked about this? Donald Trump. You know what I'm saying? Like, why haven't you addressed this situation? Like, this is racism at the highest.
Yeah, you can't cover that up. It is what it is. And you got to address what the tape is. And when you watch the tape and you see what it is, there's no way around it. It's an unfortunate situation. But again, that's an understatement. It's brutal. It's just, it really hurts my heart, and it makes me very upset because as a father, just like you said, like, I go around running in my neighborhood every day.
That's what I'm saying.
And so it's just unfortunate, but we have to speak on it. And that kind of goes into the first question today is, LeBron James spoke about it on Twitter, and then a guy like Jason Whitlock, I believe that's his name, has some stuff to say. He quote tweeted LeBron, I believe, and I think a lot of people didn't like that. So I want to ask you, what's the issue with Whitlock when it comes to LeBron? Like that bothers me. So I'm gonna let you speak on it first before I do.
First of all, Whitlock is always trying to question LeBron when he speaks out about anything other than basketball. You know what I'm saying? Well, he picks and chooses what battles he want to go at Bron about, and that's unfair. You know, like
Yeah,
I didn't watch Bron tweet about the college students not getting paid and stuff
y'all.
like
Yeah,
that, and I haven't heard a word from Whitlock. But when Bron make his comments about anything that's going on in the society or have something to do with the
judicial system. Yeah,
judicial system, my bad, it's a problem.
yeah,
And to me, for him to come at Bron, just doing what everyone has been doing.
right.
Bron is not the only professional athlete that has, acted out on social media or, said anything about what happened. Why you coming at Bron? And then to say that you're coming at it, because of a MJ Bron comparison, like what does that have to do with anything? No, what Bron is saying is with the same thing you and I was talking about earlier in the show, that Bron is an African-American athlete that also has 3 African-American children, and that hit home from him. Although the guy, Amar'e, was 26 years old, sooner or later our kids will be grown.
Will be 26.
So at the end of the day, this is something that it's something that we're reading about every other month. Hey man, a black guy, a black person is getting killed or beat by police or any other person. Racism,
or minority.
yes, minority, right? Racism is still here. So to me, when I saw what Whitlock tweeted and how his reaction to LeBron tweet was, it was disgusting to me, very disturbing. But then I thought back on it, Yoda. Listen, I thought back on it because guess what? He used to do the same exact thing to RIP, the great Kobe Bryant. He used to kill Kobe, and every time he got a chance, he used to go at Kobe. You could go back to tweets 3 years ago, shows 3 years ago. He used to do Kobe so bad. And I don't know what it is. I don't know if, some of these TV shows, and I done been on Speak for Yourself. I love Marcellus Wiley.
Yeah, me too.
And Jason Whitlock seemed like he was okay with me, but that struck a nerve, bro. Like that struck a nerve because how are you to judge LeBron for tweeting out about how he
social injustice. Social injustice.
About how he felt about the situation. You didn't lash out at nobody else, but you lashed out at LeBron. You want to know why? Oh, because you got your show coming on tomorrow, the next day. So here's the content. Let me get this audience involved so they can know I'm gonna talk. And it's just sad, dog. It's sad. It's sad. It's sad. It's sad. It's sad.
Yeah.
And it's just very disturbing, brother. So I mean, at the end of the day, man, I was all right with Whitlock, but from that, I lost a little respect for him. Just my opinion.
Yeah, I look at it like this. We've gotten to the point, and I'm saying like we as in general, that everybody's trying to build a platform using some type of angle, which I don't agree with.
Yes.
And I think Whitlock has built a following off being a contrarian. And
hold on.
Yeah. So
I feel like I'm about to get to go ahead. I know you. So I know when you go ahead.
So the fact that Whitlock has built a platform off being a contrarian is what makes him tick. It feeds him to play that. But I say that to say this. Now is not the time to play a contrarian. Not with a social injustice issue of a person that looks just like you. And there's a difference, and we talked about this, Perk. There's a difference between being powerful and being a casual. And that's what we're dealing with here. LeBron is powerful. Whitlock is casual. And LeBron is so powerful. Like, I don't think people understand this. He's so powerful that LeBron could basically pay Whitlock's network to get rid of him. That's how powerful LeBron James is. And when you look at that, it comes to a situation where I stand with LeBron. And we as casual citizens have to allow people with powerful platforms to utilize their presence in times like this. It's our job to rally around them. And that's where Whitlock got out of pocket. Whitlock, you're a casual. You rally around powerful people. And I think Whitlock was out of line for using that moment to push his own propaganda.
Yeah. Well, he tried to reverse it on Bron and make it like Bron was pushing a propaganda when truth be told, he was the one that had the hidden agenda the whole time that he responded to Bron's tweet.
Exactly. And that's, again, this guy Whitlock has built a following off being a contrarian, and right now is not the time for it. The world is mourning over the loss of this young African American, and I believe that all of us need to join together and rally around our powerful leaders. You allow the powerful leaders, there's levels to this. You let the powerful leaders use their platforms, and the casual people, we rally around our powerful people, and that's how we can get that movement started. But when we got African American versus African American trying to play contrarian for their platforms, then that's when we're at a loss. So Whitlock, you made a huge mistake, and you're part of the problem. Because if it's two brothers against each other, how are we going to join each other to stop social injustice? That's all I'm saying.
And we can't. And let me add on to this, man. It's scary because, like, we all talk about you a father, I'm a father, LeBron James is a father. Okay, we all grinded and came from the mud, the dirt. You hear me? The dirt. Well, when we went to school, I know you probably could relate. My school, 80% black. Okay, probably you the same way, or maybe it was. I know the percentages were high. Well, it's different. We have provided a different lifestyle. We live in we don't live in the hood. We now live in communities. So now our kids go to school with now
all different.
And their percentages are low. So now as a father, I'm like, I know my kids go to this school that, and I'm not racist, it's just facts, that are 70 or 65 to 70% white. Okay, it's okay. I'm cool with that. I'm not racist at all. I'm cool with everybody. But it puts fear in my heart because at the end of the day, how many white kids are looking at this situation and saying, and wanting to follow along with what happened. Like, this is okay. Like, this is America. Or how many parents are teaching that in their homes? We don't know. Like, this situation was a father and a son together killing an African-American brother jogging through the neighborhood for exercise, bro. On top of that, somebody chasing him and filming him, so they basically trapped him. They're not going to tell you that part because they basically trapped him.
Just one of the most unfortunate things that I've ever seen.
And then for Whitlock to do it, bro, it's unreal. And you said you spoke the gospel, but I just felt like we had to teach on that, preach on that, because, man, come on, man, he was so out of line, bro. Like, that's not the time.
It's not the time to play contrarian. It's really not. It's just there's other moments. There's other moments to feed your following, but not at the expense of a death of a person that looks like you. You know.
And excuse my language to the audience and listeners, but that shit was weak as fuck. Period, point blank, bro. Like, all BS to the side. It was weak as fuck. Like, let's go ahead and move on with no agendas, because we got a lot more to talk about. Because I got some questions for you, goddammit. I tell you,
do. Ooh, what you got?
Man, listen. You talking about I be ruffling feathers? Nah, you been ruffling feathers, and here it is, Yoda. Right? This is why people got to understand that if you haven't logged into my brother Yoda website and his website, then you done missed the whole damn boat, and you got a bad understanding on what's going on. Because here it is. I wake up one morning and I hear you talking about the stud LaMelo Ball. I love him. I love everything about this game. And I hear something about, the Raptors. I haven't dug this deep. This is your specialty. Yeah. But I see you tweet something on the lines about, the Raptors maybe trading up or trading certain pieces to get them. And I'm like, oh, what's going on here? And then, you know what I like to do? So I go under the comments. I hear people talking noise, you just talking and crazy this, crazy. All of a sudden, the very next day, I see others tweeting about it and talking about it. Like, and I had to go under there and say, so when my boy Yoda said this yesterday, people was calling them crazy. But here it is that other people are taking your stuff and running with it. And all of a sudden it's okay now. It's okay now. Man. Oh, okay. Go ahead and give it to us. I'm sorry. I'm just getting tired of it, and it is what it is. But go ahead, man. Go ahead.
It's crazy. So I basically gave a trade proposal that I thought was a win-win-win for all three teams. Stop
with that humble stuff. You ain't think nothing. Because nobody knows how much you sit in your office, goddammit, and you sitting in front of that TV and those computers studying film and looking at different things because the draft is coming up. Goddammit, stop with that humble shit. Like, preach to these motherfuckers.
So what happened was I was looking at the draft and looking at what teams could really make a splash. Mm-hmm. And the team that I looked at was the team that I had getting the first pick is the Golden State Warriors. So I'm really thinking to myself, man, Golden State really don't need the first pick, really. They can kind of shop this thing around. So I'm thinking, who's the most dynamic, talented player in the draft, which is LaMelo Ball, 6'7" point guard. Yeah. So I'm like, man, I'm looking at rosters and trying to figure it out. The Toronto Raptors are the team that I believe that LaMelo Ball can have instant superstardom from day one because they're already equipped to win. They have a phenomenal coach. Mm-hmm. And for this to happen, there's going to be some other teams that need to be involved in this trade. So I looked at the Philadelphia 76ers, where there's a lot of turmoil there in regards to the guys that play there. You look at Embiid, who's phenomenal, Ben Simmons, who's phenomenal, but they're not compatible on the court. So I'm thinking, well, Golden State can probably use Ben Simmons. And Philadelphia can really use a point guard, Kyle Lowry,
who's
from Philly. And Toronto could really use a dynamic point guard, LaMelo Ball.
They go perfect with Siakam. I'm just thinking. I'm so loved that old Canada. They love Big Perk out there, baby.
The Canadians was hitting me like they love you, Perk. That's all they kept talking about. Perk, our guy, this Perk, this. So everybody in Toronto loves you. But no, when I look at it, I said, if I'm Toronto, let me break this down for you guys. let me give it to you from a GM standpoint, okay? Let me just kind of take you guys in my mind real quick. My motto as a GM is to keep your organization fresh, like Whole Foods. Hey, Perk. Come on, man. Let me. Hey, so I like to keep my organization fresh like Whole Foods, right? So Larry is still a top tier point guard in the NBA, but anytime you can replenish, you do it. So you look at LaMelo Ball. To me, is the Trevor Lawrence of this draft. He's the superstar quarterback in this draft. So anytime you can draft a 6'7" point guard with flair, vision, scoring, you move up. And I look at the Toronto Raptors, you have everything to win, nothing to lose. Now, when you look at Philadelphia, people were mad at me. No way we're going to get rid of Ben Simmons. You don't know what you're talking about. Kyle Lowry is an old point guard, blah, blah, blah. Let me tell you something, Philly. You need a point guard. You need a top-tier point guard. You need a leader. You need an NBA champion in that locker room. Guess who fits the bill, Perk? Kyle Lowry.
He fits it like a man, shit.
Like a glove.
Yes.
So, Golden State, let me talk to you, Golden State. You guys don't really need the number 1 pick in the draft at all. But what you do need is a super version of Draymond Green. Who is that, Perk? Ben Simmons. So I'm trying to help everyone. I don't have a dog in the race. I don't. I'm just trying to help all 3 teams. I believe Kyle Lowry makes Philly better. Check. I believe LaMelo Ball keeps the Raptors winning. Check. And I believe Ben Simmons keeps Golden State in a championship hunt. Check. Ooh. Nobody loses here.
Nobody.
So I'm not saying this is going to happen, but there's been conversations. And if I'm Philly, I would do anything in my power to move up and draft LaMelo Ball. Imagine LaMelo, Drake, the 6 going crazy in the north, LaMelo with Fred VanVleet, Siakam, Ibaka, Nick Nurse. The Raptors will be maybe top 3 exciting team in the NBA just with that addition.
And guess what? You have no debate from me, because when I look at LaMelo Ball, first of all, he's ready. Meaning, I love what LeVar Ball did. You know what? Come on, we're going to leave high school. I'm going to have you over here playing with these professionals.
Yeah.
Playing professional basketball. Grown men, and getting you ready for the NBA, for this draft that's coming up.
Yeah.
And, I'm just thinking about LaMelo and Siakam, star-studded, the 6 rocking. He has the swag. He has the mohawk. He has the smile. He has everything that you need. I'm talking about a poster boy figure. And the thing is, this is the thing. Masai Ujiri is like a Danny Ainge. He's not scared.
He's not scared.
He's not scared. He's not scared to make a move. He's not scared to ruffle the feathers. We saw that with Kawhi Leonard and DeMar DeRozan.
What they say, scared money don't make no money.
Nah. Scared money don't make no money.
Straight you know what I'm saying?
That's that old school saying right there.
Hey, yeah, I'm an old head. So, hey, I don't know if this is going to happen, because, look, LaMelo Ball, the Pistons want him really bad. The New York Knicks want him really bad. So there's other teams that want LaMelo. What I'm telling Toronto is, you better get in front of Detroit and New York. That's what I'm just trying to help you, Toronto. Look, I made the same statement, Perk. I made the same statement 2 years ago to the Atlanta Hawks. I pleaded with the Atlanta Hawks, and it's documented, to draft Trae Young. I pleaded with Atlanta to draft Trae Young. I pleaded with the NBA to draft Trae Young at number 1. It's documented. I'm saying I pleaded with the world to draft Ja Morant number 1. I pleaded with the teams to draft Ja Morant #1. This is my 3rd year in a row. I'm pleading with you guys. Draft LaMelo Ball. Talk soon.
And you know what's crazy? Let me just piggyback. The crazy thing about it was the Ja Morant. I was on the jump on draft day, and I told the world on the jump, I said, you know what? If the Pelicans, I wouldn't be surprised if they take Ja Morant. No one would be mad at him. It was like, oh, Perk, you crazy. I said, what? This guy is a generational talent. We're talking about a mixture of Russell Westbrook, Kyrie Irving, handles like Kyrie Irving, and skills of passing a rock like Rajon Rondo.
Right.
I said, we're
gonna find that at?
Yeah. I said, okay, cool. Everybody, Perk, man, you trips out. Okay, we know the world wants Zion to go.
Yeah.
We know he's box office, but I'm talking about if you want to get a guy that's a winner and again, your words, one of one. You better take this young man. Look at Memphis. Look at Memphis sitting at that number 8 spot right now.
Toronto, last call. LaMelo Ball.
Straight up.
So let's move forward. We were watching. Let's get back to The Last Dance. We got a couple of more episodes. I'm excited for Sunday's episode, but let's talk about last week real quick. We touched a little bit on it last show, but we didn't get to continue it. You tweeted out something that really got people going. It was a great tweet. It got a lot of responses from a lot of basketball minds. I really love the dialogue that was being exchanged under the comments when you said this. But you said, we watched Jordan torching Thunder Dan, Marley, and Clyde Drexler in the finals. And you proposed a question on Twitter, man, what would KD and Bron do against Thunder Dan and Clyde Drexler guarding them? So I want to, what was behind that?
Well, see, here it goes again, right? When we talk about The Last Dance, it's Michael Jordan, Phil Jackson, Scottie Pippen, Dennis Rodman, all the Bulls, right? Everybody who has something to do with the Bull organization. Then you talk about the other teams, the Knicks, the Pistons, whatever. Charles Barkley, this, that, and other. The next name that's tied to him is LeBron James, okay? That's the next. For some reason, it is what it is. No matter how it got this way, that's the next name that's tied to him. So as I'm watching The Last Dance and I'm watching MJ demoralize Clyde Drexler, and I'm watching MJ in KG words, bone Dan Marley, I'm thinking to myself, okay, cool. So we always circle back. I always want to circle back, and I always want to measure LeBron and MJ. I want to put it because that's what it is, right?
It's greatness. Greatness.
So when LeBron was in the East, it's, oh man, LeBron ain't playing against nobody. Oh, it's a weak Eastern Conference and this, that, and the other, and he just walking through the East and all this, right? So I got to thinking, and I even got to thinking about Kevin Durant, who I think, and me and you both agree, arguably is going to go down as the best scorer in NBA history.
Yeah.
Okay. So I get to thinking, I'm not taking anything away from MJ. MJ did what he had to do, and he put them in a body bag and zipped them up, both of them.
Yeah.
Clyde and Dan Marley, with all due respect. But I got to thinking, I said, well, hell, what will LeBron and Kevin Durant do to both of them? Hey,
What would they do?
Hey, man, get your shovel out.
Really?
Yeah, start digging 2 graves. And they would have killed them people, man. They would have killed them people, yo. Man, people need to stop playing, man.
Stop playing.
But that's the thing, because and the only reason I brought that up was because the week before that, all on every network, the conversation was, could Jordan play in this generation, and how will LeBron them fit in that generation? So that's what made me bring that tweet up.
Okay.
Yeah, so
that's fair.
And it came about at the right time, because all before The Last Dance documentary 5 and 6 was showed, it was how would Jordan fit in this area and how would KD and Bron fit back then, right? So when they start showing me the competition, I'm like, we talking about, I mean, at that point of time, when Jordan and Clyde met up, Clyde was the next best thing under Jordan, and Jordan demoralized him again. He demoralized him. So that's what made me bring it up. I'm like, okay, but what would Bron and KD do to both of them?
So
Thunder Dan.
Yeah, so I didn't get to. I think I commented and said that they would annihilate them. But see, here's my look, bro. Let me, I gotta put science behind my stuff. So so look, man, LeBron would have annihilated Thunder Dan and Clyde Drexler just because LeBron is just this. We talking 6'9", 260, all muscle. He just would have been too big and explosive for either player. And so I gave a stat line. This is what LeBron would have averaged in that era. Okay, this is my stat line. So LeBron would have probably averaged 30 points, 9 rebounds, and 9 assists in that era. He would have been just 1 rebound and 1 assist short of averaging a triple-double in that era. Now, his field goal percentage would have been a little bit lower than it is now because of the rules to the game.
I agree.
Because of the hand check-in, a little bit more physicality.
Absolutely.
So his numbers are still the same, a little bit higher, but his field goal percentage would have been a little bit lower because of the rules. But LeBron would have averaged 30 points, 9 rebounds, 9 assists in that era. Case closed. Let's stop it. So let's just stop all that. That's all. So KD, I got KD stats for that era. Okay.
All right.
So obviously KD would have annihilated Drexler and Marley because they're just too small. Okay. They're just too short. So here's KD's stats in that era. 37 points a game, 7 rebounds, 5 assists. That's Kevin Durant's stats because he's just a better scorer than LeBron.
Yeah, I mean, he's the greatest scorer of all time.
Yeah, so he's going to average 7 more points because he shoots the three-pointer better. Mm-hmm. He's a better free throw shooter. So
that's all the way fair.
Yeah, but his field goal percentage would have been down as well because of the physicality, the hand checking. But Durant is just a shot maker, so it doesn't matter.
Right.
So those are the averages. They both would have been averaging over 30 points a game. So you would have had Michael Jordan, Kevin Durant, and LeBron and Karl Malone as 1, 2, 3, 4 as the top scorers in that era. So that's kind of how I see that. So to answer your question, LeBron and Kevin Durant. Look, I believe elite players can play in any era, first of all. So that's just how I feel. So when you're talking about the Mount Rushmore elite,
preach.
They can play in any era. So when you be like, oh, could Jordan do this or could Kevin Durant? These are elite.
Yes, they can.
They can do it.
Period.
So you got to ask questions like you got to start going to the bench players, asking if the bench players can play at this level. That's how you kind of even it up. So you ask can Lafayette Fat Lever, who was a triple-double point guard with the Mavericks and the Nuggets back in the day, could he play in today's game? That's a fair question. Could Spud Webb play in today's game? You gotta leave the elite guys alone.
And because I'm gonna tell you something that made me feel some type of way in a good way. I thought it was, I had a Hall of Famer in Jay Kidd tell me on Hoop Strings that, Perk, you could have played in the 80s and the 90s.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, okay, cool. Yeah, I was rocking with that. But I do want to ask you a question, though, right?
Man, here you go again.
No. No, this is the question before the question. Without you even seeing him, right? Without you, say we just, let's say we at our all-time high, we're in high school, you in college, right? And you got a matchup without even seeing them. And the coach tell you, I ain't gonna show you, but you gotta face Thunder Dan tonight.
Come on, bro. Why are you doing that on? Come on, we filming, bro.
Thunder Dan, man. Hey, look, man, no disrespect to Dan Marley, man, because he was a hell of a player. But I just wanted to get on these nicknames, bro. Like these nicknames back in the day. Hey, man, some of these nicknames was the worst. Thunder Dan. Like, think about that real quick, yo.
He used to light it up, bro. It's Central Michigan's finest, man. Thunder used to shoot that thing from half court, bro. Come on, man.
But look, since we on the Last Dance, I got a question on y'all. The real talk. This. I just had to get that laughed out because I'm not shooting a shot at Dan Marley.
No, I know what you know. I know what you
like. Dan Marley was the reason that was part of the reason. Like he was the number 2 option next to Chuck. Let's not get that twisted. Now I'm not. No.
For sure.
I'm just talking about the nicknames that they had back
then. No, Thunder Dan was a legend, bro. Central Michigan's finest.
Facts. And he's doing a pretty good job as a coach too, by the way. But listen, on top of that, back to the serious business. I'm watching the Last Dance episode, okay, and something's sticking out to me. And you could correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm not taking anything away from MJ. But when I'm watching him, it seems like to me, MJ is all about MJ. Like he has like a little selfishness about himself because for one, before I even watched the first episode, I was like, okay, we get to see about MJ being and mind I tell you, we got 4 shows left, 4 episodes left, so it might come, but it hasn't. I'm thinking, okay, MJ, we about to hear about him being a family man. We about to hear from his kids being on there. I thought we might have even heard from his ex-wife, Juanita Jordan, because she was there with him through all that time. They didn't really, I think they didn't get a divorce after MJ retired or, towards the end. And I was just curious because I'm like, they were a big part of MJ legacy and those moments. And although you want to hear from his kids. I want to hear from his ex-wife on how Jordan was like
at home
and stuff like that. That's the kind of insight I was also looking forward to. Jordan, MJ, the family man. But on top of that, that's one question. But another question too is, man, another thing that I took from it, bro, is that MJ don't forgive. Like, no, dog, it ain't no forgive and no forget. Like, I take this to the grave with me. Like,
hey, you know Rick Ross' album a couple years ago, God Forgives, I Don't.
Man.
That's MJ.
Yeah, man, and he's serious about that. He is serious.
Mm-hmm.
He is serious. So I just wanted to hear your take on what you felt. Am I looking too deep into it or what? Just be real with me.
Yeah, well, a lot of times when you're looking at great players as a hooper like we already know the basketball part of it. Mm-hmm. We want to see we want Jordan to be more transparent in his delivery on his own story. It's like you showing us how great of a scorer you was and how high you jumped and the shoes you sold and blah blah blah. But there's still something left out of like what kind of father was you to your sons? Not saying that you wasn't a great father. We just want to see the interaction of you playing with your sons or, throwing a football in the backyard with your family, like things like that. Because I think in today's society with the social media, we're able to, the athletes are able to be more transparent than the older players because they didn't grow up in the social media era. So I'm not blaming Michael Jordan for not showing that side of him because he comes from an era like he doesn't have Twitter, none of that. So I think he didn't even film none of the episodes in his actual home. Like he didn't shoot anything at his home. I was reading that he didn't want people to go into his home and film this. So Michael Jordan still has that kind of that OG mentality of I'm only going to show you what I want you to know.
like pawpaw, that privacy, like our pawpaws, our grandpas.
Yeah, like he
saying that old school rugged. Yeah, I ain't got time for that. Yeah, I understand. So, man, there was a lot of things that I got from The Last Dance, and I'm glad we in that discussion. But it was one thing that's missing, in my opinion, that I was looking forward to seeing. And, you know, I just want to know, am I reaching too much? You know, because in my opinion, when I look at MJ, and I hate to say it like this, but it's just how I feel. MJ is all about MJ, because I know we got 4 episodes left.
Yeah.
I was looking forward to hearing his kids talk about, you know, their ride along and being how they impacted MJ during his playing career. And I also wanted to kind of hear from Juanita Jordan a little bit. You know, she was right there in the thick of things also. And I haven't saw it, and we not getting that. And I just want to know, do you think I'm reaching? What's up? Holla at me. Keep it 100 with me, yo.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. I think it's like this, Perk. Obviously, when we're hoopers, so when we look at stories of great basketball players, we kind of already know the basketball part. Like we know Jordan was a great scorer. He was leaping through the air. He was selling tons of shoes. He was the most popular person on the planet. But I believe that, you know, we want to see Jordan a little bit more transparent. And Jordan is he comes from that old school where he's not going to really let you in too much. He's only going to give you enough where we're speculating what it was. But I kind of agree with you, but it shows the different eras. We look at the great athletes in today's era. They're a little bit more transparent because of social media has conditioned us to look at our athletes a different way. But when you're looking at that older generation, a lot of those guys don't even have Twitter or Instagram or any of that. So, and to Jordan's defense, he comes from that era where he's not really transparent in regards to, you know, throwing a football in the backyard with his sons or eating dinner at home with his family. Jordan wants to leave a little bit of doubt or a little bit of suspense in all of us, but not showing everything about Michael Jordan, because there's something about great players and greatness. There's always suspense that they leave. Even when they leave this earth, there's suspense with them. There's something said of being mysterious to a certain extent that kind of plays into the greatness of that person. And Michael Jordan personifies being a little mysterious, suspenseful, and less transparent. So that's kind of how I look at that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you just dropped the Old Testament on us. Old Testament, right?
You always coming at me with these random questions and trying to catch me off guard, man. Stop doing that, man.
Oh man, I mean, I wouldn't come at you, but I know you ready.
Yeah.
So it's just like us as hoopers, man. We gonna stay ready so we don't have to get ready.
Man,
our minds get to clicking once we get to talking basketball, man. Shit. That shit, you know what I'm saying? That's like me eating. That's repetition, baby. Me eating. That's what I do.
So let's move to our last question. Really quick. We've gotten away from it the last couple of episodes, the battles of players. So I get a lot of emails, Perk, and I got one other day from a guy named Jeff, and he was like, "Look, man, I love the show. I love what y'all doing. I love the battles, the Chris Webber, the Malone, the Reggie Miller, Ray Allen, Bernard King, Carmelo Anthony." And he brought one up, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to use this on the show.
Uh-oh.
So he asked me, who would you take, Amar'e Stoudemire or Shawn Kemp?
Oh, what? Here it is, yo. Now you catching me with a question off guard, but here we go. Here we go. And see, man, this is going to be the problem. All the old heads, they gonna think I'm so biased to my generation and the guys that I played with or played against, okay? But here's the thing. Shawn Kemp, we used to turn on the tube to watch the Supersonics to watch Shawn Kemp do one thing, and that was dunk the ball on people. His athleticism was unreal, what he brought to the table. He knew how to score, and he used his athleticism to his advantage in a major way, which he should have.
Yeah.
Okay, but now when we talk about Amar'e Stoudemire, we're talking about a guy that if he wouldn't have got injured and had all those knee injuries, right now we would be talking about what we ranking Amar'e Stoudemire for as all-time greats in the power forward position. That's when we're talking about, this levels. When we talk about Amar'e Stoudemire was in his bag. Carry on, backpack, and he threw some luggage under the plane, goddammit. Like, people just remember Amar'e for posterizing people, but I remember Amar'e going against him for being able to face up. His first step was so quick. His crossover handle in tight space and being able to elevate his touch around the rim. Nice jump hook. And then all of a sudden he expanded his game and added that jump shot. That's what people don't understand. His mid-range was somewhat automatic. And before he got injured and had whatever that third knee surgery or knee scope, we got to remember, for the Suns, he was beasting. But it was that one point of time when he was playing for the New York Knicks, man, for about a year and a half, 2 years, he was in that MVP conversation. Wow. So, man, Amar'e was just different, man. He brought something different to the table, man. He was one guy. He was one of the few that let me tell you something. When KG comes to the game, he's already focused. But when he circles you on his calendar, that means there's something special about you. And I only watched him do it for 3 guys: Tim Duncan, Dirk Nowitzki, and Amar'e Stoudemire. And I'm gonna let that be that. Wow. There was 3 guys that the night before we didn't hear from KG. The plane ride to that city, his vibe was different. Like, everything about him was different. And I knew when he had basketball on his mind, because, bro, we would be playing cards, and he would just be in the chair on the airplane. He would just be doing this the whole time. Like how we used to do in the bed as youngsters. When we was laying in the bed with our basketball looking at the ceiling, he was doing that. And like when we was riding down there to play the Suns, or we was playing the Knicks when he got traded to the Knicks, oh man, KG was strapping his shoes up. So that right there let me know that, yeah, man, Amar'e was on his mind. Now, was it because of the comments that Stephon Marbury made one time when he said that Amar'e was better than KG? Is that what it is? I don't know. But whatever it was, that respect was there.
Yeah. I mean, I love both players. I obviously grew up watching Shawn Kemp as a kid. And these are, I mean, Amar'e and Shawn Kemp are 2 of the premier hybrid power forwards, right? Just both guys skipped college and went right into the NBA and pretty much had instant success. When you look at Shawn Kemp over his career, 14 points, 8 rebounds, but outside of the stats, here's a guy that could run like the wind, can leap over guys, was powerful, terrific defender, good shot blocker, great free throw shooter, 74, 75%, which is really good for a power forward.
Absolutely.
And he just had some glory years. Before I make my decision, I'm going to give Shawn Kemp his flowers first. But from 1990 to 99, Shawn Kemp had like a 9-year span where he was just absolutely amazing. Like he had a 9-year span where he was just high level. And his best season was in the 95-96 season. He averaged 19 points and 11 rebounds, shot 56% from the field. So the Rain Man was tremendous. Especially, I think he would be phenomenal in this era. Just the way he played the game.
Oh, yeah. And then he would move over to that 5 and being a dynamic roller. Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Like Shawn Kemp was Like, I watched Shawn Kemp in the McDonald's All-American game damn near take off from the free throw line and was like, man, that dude gonna be a Hall of Fame player. Like, that's kind of, I go back to that with him. But the reason I chose Amar'e Stoudemire between those two is because Amar'e he embodied the power forward position. Like, this dude was powerful. He was athletic. He was ferocious. He was mean.
Yes.
Like, he just kind of had all of that. When we talk about those sharks, I think he was a hammerhead. Hey, I think Amar'e, hey, you know how we talk about the tiger shark, the bull shark, the great white shark, the hammerhead? Man, Amar'e was a hammerhead.
Yeah, he could cut you in so many ways.
Man, and when you look at his ability, like, I mean, he has a career average of 19 points, 8 rebounds, 53% from the field, 76%. He was a good free throw shooter again, a lot like Shawn Kemp. But his New York season in 2010 and 2011, like, was like an MVP type season, 25 points, 8 rebounds, 79% from free throw line, 50%. Like, Amar'e was that dude. Obviously, he skipped college. He won Rookie of the Year. But if you look at Amar'e Stoudemire's third season in the league, like in 2004, 2005, this dude averaged 26 and 9 and shot 56% in his third year. He was supposed to be a junior in college. And he was dominating from the power forward position. And then as you just watch him gradually, like you said, get better with extending his offense, knocking down the mid-range shot, being a good passer. I really loved him as a face-up guy. He had a terrific first step. I mean, like, I just really love watching Amar'e Stoudemire play. And if it wasn't for the injuries, he would probably be up there with, you know, the top, I would say top 7 power forwards ever if he just didn't get injured. But here's how I made my decision. You look at both of the guys' best seasons. Obviously, Shawn Kemp, 95-96 season was terrific, 19 and 11. And Amar'e's MVP type season with the Knicks. But I just got to go with Stoudemire because I just believe he could do a little bit more than Shawn Kemp, but not by a lot. Not by a lot. So hats off to both of them, but I'm going to go with Amar'e Stoudemire on that one.
We'll agree. We'll agree. Yeah. I mean, Amar'e, like, bro, like, in all honesty, like, I used to be scared. Not scared, but, like, I had, like, this nervousness when I had to guard Amar'e. Like, because I had to, he wasn't a normal back to the basket player. No. So when he faced you up, it was like, man, I gotta be quick to beat him to the spot. Or if he get there, he might have been the best quick dunker that I've ever saw. Everything. Like, quick dunking.
Quick.
Like, boom, boom. Like, I'm like, my God.
Yeah.
You know? So I'm with you on that, but you got to give some flowers to Shawn Kemp, man, because Shawn Kemp was really, really good, man. Like, he had a good NBA career.
Yeah.
And I thought, you know, with him and Gary Payton, man, like I said, they made the Supersonics relevant.
They was in the finals now. Let's not.
Yeah. No disrespect. Him, Shawn Kemp,
Detlef Shrimp.
Yeah, Detlef Shrimp, like, man, they was rocking. So
Percy Hawkins,
man. Yeah.
They got to the finals, and the Shawn Kemp was a huge reason for that. So, man, shout out to Shawn Kemp, man. We give you the flowers, bro. Hey, but we're gonna get to our last thing of the day. We're gonna go basketball polygraph test. You ain't getting out of here without it. And
I failed last week, dog.
You failed last week because you missed on the Tom Brady question. How you miss on Tom Brady?
Because I had my head down trying to think it too much.
Yeah, see,
that's the problem. When I get to try to thinking and see, that's my problem, period. Like, you know, when I try to get outside of my body, I just got to be that country boy from Beaumont, Texas. I'm not a guy I don't need to be trying to go open up an encyclopedia.
No, just
study big words. So now I'm trying to think it, trying to get it right, trying to get on the spot. Now I need to look you in the eyes and while you talk to me.
All right. So here we go. Everybody who's just watching our basketball polygraphs, if you haven't seen this is what we do. This is why we call it the basketball polygraph. Perk has to tell the truth, nothing but the truth, or forever save him. I'm going to give him 3 seconds to answer each question. The answer is either going to be Amar'e or Kemp. I'm going to ask him the question. He has to fire off right away. If he gets them right, you will hear ding. If he gets them wrong, you will hear bah. So here we go right here, basketball polygraph test. I'm going to ask you the questions. Your answer could be Amar'e or Kemp. Here we go. You ready?
Ready.
Better post moves, Amar'e or Kemp?
Amar'e.
Higher jumper, Amar'e or Kemp?
Kemp.
Better defender, Amar'e or Kemp?
Kemp.
Who would you prefer as a teammate, Amar'e or Kemp?
Amar'e.
Better dunker, Amar'e or Kemp?
Amar'e.
Whoa! What? Hey, everybody at home, we got to go back and check that. I don't know about that one. But thank you guys for joining us for our basketball polygraph. No agendas. We'll see if Perk passed. Last week he didn't. But we really appreciate you guys. Perk, you got anything?
Hey, we just appreciate you guys. To everybody who out there supporting the No Agendas, our audience. Me and my big bro, we making noise. Hey, you heard what he said about LaMelo Ball. R.I.P. to my guy, Amar'e, right? Yeah. Prayers goes out to
Amar'e. Yep.
Yeah, prayers goes out to him and his family.
Yep.
And hey, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there too, because we probably won't see y'all on Sunday. So
happy Mother's Day, Mom. My mom watched the show too, so I gotta make sure I say that.
Well,
Happy Mother's Day, Mom.
Happy Mother's Day, Mama Yoda. That's her name, Mama Yoda. That's Big Perk. Yeah, Mama Yoda. Talk soon.